So in this video, we're going to try to determine the best glue for gluing plastic to wood. These are just little pipettes, pretty standard type of plastic, like a PET, a softer plastic, but quite durable. This is just a standard piece of wood, nothing special here. I don't know, just an old piece of scrap, pine, non-treated, so pretty representative of a wood you might glue to. And here I have 4 glues that are up to the task and all say that they are good glues for plastic. We have Loctite super glue, Loctite, this is the ultra gel, Loctite super glue liquid, Gorilla super glue in a brush system, and Gorilla super glue in a gel. So basically 2 main families of glues, with the gel version and the standard version. Again, all of these profess to be excellent glues for use with plastic, and they're sort of indifferent for wood. Usually the gel is preferred for wood, which is absorbent, but I'm gonna test them out and we'll see which is the best glue in general for using on plastic to wood. It's a very specific scenario, but hopefully this video will save you some heartache in the future and help you pick the right glue. All of these sell for like $6 to $12 each, depending on where you're buying it. And if you have to buy it locally at an Ace or somewhere, you're definitely gonna pay a lot. So at least you'll pick the right glue. The main thing we're gonna try to do with this is to remember what glue went where. Should be pretty easy to do, but also use the same amount. So the glue itself is as much as possible controlled for. Okay, so we're going to start things off with the Super Glue Ultra Gel Control. That's the Loctite one. So we're going to do a standard dab. Definitely not a pea-sized amount or anything like that. Not too much. Just a tiny bit. And just for reference, here's the amount we're working with. So very modest amount, but again, this is a nice lightweight piece of plastic. We're gonna put it down, apply a little bit of pressure, hold it for 10 seconds, give or take. And what we're gonna try to do is create a dot of glue on the underside of this piece of plastic that's about a 1/4 inch wide. So that's gonna depend on the glue itself. Clearly, there's only so much we have control we have of how viscous the glue is, but this should be a pretty good starting point. Next, we will try the Loctite Super Glue Liquid. So this one's open, it's ready to go. This is gonna be a little bit harder to work with than the gel, which is a lot thinner formula, but we'll try to do the same amount. You could see it spreading, but it's right about the same amount, even though it is spreading. It might look like more, and we wanna get this down before it gets too dry or too absorbed down. So even though this is as close to the amount as we could, it did spread out more, and it's gonna look like a larger dot on the piece of wood. Clearly it's not holding it as well because that glue spread around a little bit, and maybe that'll help it, maybe it'll hurt it. Clearly some of it is being absorbed into the wood. It's not as ideal a formula, I think, but maybe it'll be a little bit harder to set up or longer to set up, but it'll have a better join. Now we're gonna move over to this. This is called the Gorilla Super Glue Brush and Nozzle. If you unscrew it here, you get the nozzle. If you take it down here, you get the brush. Okay, so this one's having a little bit of trouble getting out of the nozzle, so we're gonna try to brush, and we're gonna brush in, try to get the same amount we would with the nozzle. Not exactly easy to do, but I think that's quite close. Yeah, actually I'm quite happy with that. So this is the Gorilla Glue Super Glue. Gonna give it the same 10 seconds we did just to set up. Some extra got there on the wood. That's that little line there, but that's not gonna affect it. We see the circumference of that dot almost exactly on point with the Loctite. And again, similarly, it needs a little bit of set time. So far, the Loctite one was the quickest set. That one held itself after, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds. And we will finish things up with this one. Again, this is the Gorilla Glue or Gorilla Super Glue in the gel. Okay, this one's coming out nice. And there you go. Gonna let this one set, and then we're gonna let everything cure, and we'll see which one has the strongest hold. Okay, so it's a week later. I let this set and then moved on to some other projects, but now I'm back. And I'm going to remove each of these from the wood using this luggage scale right here. Just a very simple tool. And this basically, it will pull on the plastic and it'll measure in pounds or kilograms, whatever, how much force is required to remove the plastic from the wood. Guessing that the more force, the stronger the hold and the stronger the glue. So give it a try and see how it goes. I'm gonna maintain some consistency by putting this piece of cord right up against here, and these are all roughly level, so it should have the same amount of pressure, or like, you know, reduced amount of leverage on the pull. Not perfectly perfect, but good enough. Okay, so that one was 0.2. Gonna zero it out. Okay, this one was a little bit over a pound for the Loctite Super Glue liquid. You could see that this one had its spread because it's a looser formula. So instead of having a dot, it's spread. More surface area means obviously a stronger hold. So did it hold more? Yes. Is it holding more because it's spread, even though it was a similar amount of glue? You have to consider for yourself whether it's appropriate for your application or not. But yeah, so that was a 1.1 pounds of force. Now we have the Super Glue, Gorilla Super Glue brush and nozzle, 0.2 pounds. So roughly equal to the Loctite Super Glue. And now the Gorilla Super Glue gel, 0.1. So let's see what we have. We'll write this down. We have, I think this was 0.2, 1.1, 0.1, and sorry, 0.2, and 0.1. Ultimately, if you're gluing plastic to wood, I think kind of the way to go as far as the overall strength is the Super Glue Gorilla if you want something with a controlled amount, or if you are able to go over a larger area and the spreading is fine, then standard Loctite seems to be a good way to go. Again, this one had a big spread, so a strong hold. But if you want the most spread for the most hold for the a limited amount of space, then you want either that Gorilla Super Glue or the Loctite. But I think the Gorilla is was a little bit stronger. You know, this scale mechanism isn't exactly perfect. It's pretty good. So I'm trying to use a little bit of art and science here together. But from what I could tell from pulling it up, the strongest with that dot size was the Gorilla Super Glue brush and nozzle. The strongest overall, again, with the spread, is the Loctite Super Glue. So there you have it. The best glue for wood to plastic connections. Thanks for watching.